So I'm just cashing in my chips. Melly mic just like Steph. Yeah, cause he don't miss. I don't give my energy to nobody.
Hello everybody, it's the Marvel's Collector here, and today we are doing a review on the CT Toys Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Man 2099. Now, I've had this figure for like 6 months now. Almost 6 months, 5, I'm not sure how long, but I know I had it for a while. But it being a bootleg, it's honestly the best bootleg I've ever owned. Like, really, best bootleg I've ever owned, and there are a lot of things I do like on it, more than I like on the original one that I have seen. I don't own the original. This was my only way of getting the 2099 figure, but it's a really good figure. I really love it. But no, without further ado, let's take a closer look at the box. And I love this sleek black design on it. It's a little more in the light. You can see a bunch of like texturing on it. I don't know if you get to see it on the camera, but the camera is kind of picking it up a little bit, but there's a bunch of little lines and little imprints of tech on here, which is nice, but just it being sleek black, I really love. And this is a very tall box, like compared to the standard Marvel Legend, that it's really huge. It's a big box. And then comparing it also to a Lego, yeah, it's a big box. And then also comparing it to a regular figure art box, yeah, it's very big, very tall. But on the side, I have a picture of 2099, picture 29 right here, using the watch thing he uses. And then right here it says SH Figure Art, Spider-Man 29, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And then in the back, you see a bunch of poses he can pull off. And then right here, he does come with a little watch for Gwen, the time travel device for Gwen, which I don't have the Gwen figure. I do want to get the official one, not the bootleg one. And I also do plan to get the official one of Miles someday. And then right here, a bunch of Japanese writing I cannot read. And then basically the same thing on, like, basically just all of this stuff that would usually be down here is right here, like, compared to another figure box. Actually has a picture, like, oh yeah, all that stuff's there too, but this one actually has a picture on the bottom, unlike this one. And then another pose on the back, on this side of the box, and then it's the same thing like I said on this side. Then nothing too much on the top, just says Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, HG Figure Arts, and it says Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and then the CT Toys logo. I didn't go through that. CT Toys logo. No official stamp, because like I said, this is a bootleg. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a closer look at the action figure. And as you can see, he is very tall. He can barely fit on the camera. This is how much I can get him on the camera. His head gets cut off, like, like a little bit of it gets cut off. But first look at the figure. It's very nice. The blue, the red, amazing paint application. What is really good. Really good for a bootleg. On here, since I've had him for a while, the paint on his spikes is coming off. It's chipping away. I am going to repaint that someday. I probably won't because I don't want to mess it up or anything. So I'm going to just leave it as it is. But first impression when I had got this figure was it was very high quality. Like, it was a little loose, like in the legs. I did end up fixing that, which was one of the things I had modded, which we'll get over that in a minute. But yeah, I did a little mods. I didn't do that chest mod that a lot of people do with him, which I don't plan to at all, actually. So with this review, you're actually going to see how he really looks at that limited articulation. Like, not people just demonstrating it. You're actually going to see how it limited. But what I did to mod him was with one of the extra heads, with the unmasked neck piece. Oh, I dropped it. But with the unmasked headpiece, that hole would not fit in that peg would not fit in there at all. So what I had to do was I had a Dremel in there, make the hole bigger and wider. Sounds so bad, oh my god. And then just boom, pop it in there. Yeah, it still takes a little tricky to get his head right, but that's also one of my complaints, which I'll get to that in a little bit. But I don't like how, okay, I'm just continuing now. I don't like how long that neck peg is in this head. Well, it's not really the neck peg, it's the hole that's inside the neck. It's too up. Like with this one, see how like carved in that is? With this head, it's like super up high, which is also a complaint, but it's not something super major, because, you know, I don't use those heads a lot. I use his mast head, like, most of the time, 99% of the time. What else did I have to mod? I did have to make his legs tighter. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that was me having to make his legs tighter, because his legs were super loose. Like, it was unbelievable how loose they were. Also, I did put a little glue right here too, because this is also pretty loose, which it went back to being loose after a while. But that's okay, as long as it's not hindering or messing up the posability of him. So I'm not really complaining. But yeah, okay, now let's take a close look at everything he comes with. Okay, so first things first, he does come with some fist hands, and these hands, like all the hands, have very nice sculpts on them. Like, they all have their own little unique sculpts on them, which is, I really appreciate that. With Mafix figures, they really don't add any detail on their hands, because they really don't need to. But no, with this figure, I love how they did go all the way out and actually add a lot of detail. Unlike the Marvel Legends one, which just had very minimal design. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, he comes with some fisted hands. And then he also comes with like these very wide open hands, like spread out, like trying to go reach for something. And then last up for hands, he comes with some claw hands, with the hands with his claws out, which these are my favorite hands out of the whole figure. Probably my favorite accessory out of the whole figure. I love the way they're sculpted and everything. It's just, CT Toys did a very fantastic job copying whatever Figuarts did with this figure. Now for other accessories, he does come with this unmasked head, which you have to appreciate that sculpt that CT Toys did. Well, they kind of stole it, but we don't talk about that part. I just don't like how long that neck peg is in there. Yes, there is clay, because originally I was using clay to hold this head in place. But like, if you see this is so high up compared to this one. Like, say if I were to put, oh wait, I can't do that. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, never mind, that clearly did not work. I was gonna try to put this head onto this neck, but just didn't want to cooperate. But oh yeah, he also comes with a watch showing on the picture of the box. Very nicely sculpted, more than what Hasbro did. Hasbro just gave their new recent 2099 the Superior Octopus watch. They just cut it a little bit, which I know that because that's what I did with my original Marvel Legends one, because they never gave him a watch in the first place when they should have. And then also for another extra head, he comes with this nicely sculpted angry head, which is beautifully sculpted and painted. I don't know the original name of the guy who originally made these head sculpts, but he did an amazing job. And then if you put it on this one, I think it's still very, very long. Like, if you take it off, yeah, still very, very long, like a giraffe neck. But it's just weird. I wish they would have executed that differently. That's probably like my major big gripe in this whole figure. Like, that's probably my only gripe. Then also, he does come with two web effects. A very long one, and then a very short one, which I don't use these at all, and I do plan to in the future, but I guess they do their job. I just don't use web effects like this. I don't use any web effects that matter, to be honest. I usually, when I post pictures on Instagram or anything like that, I always edit the webs on there with the drawing tool with the iPhone has. And then for the last accessory he comes with, a little baby watch. Let's get a closer look at that, yeah? You can kind of see it, but yeah, a baby watch. Very small, very easy to lose. But since I don't have the SH Figuarts Gwen, there is one figure that I have, or just got recently, that this watch will fit on. And that is Lego Spider-Man. Oh yeah. Yeah, that works. That works completely. Oh yeah, he's never taking this off. Oh my god. Yeah, I love that. Oh, you gotta love it. Okay. Yeah, so he's keeping that watch, by the way. He's gonna take the background of the video. But yeah, he doesn't come with a fair amount, but you do get your money's worth of what you're getting. He comes with 3 pairs of hands, or, well, if you're like Anthony the figure guy, who doesn't consider the hands he comes with in the package accessories. Like, for instance, this one comes with fist hands. Anthony the figure guy wouldn't really consider that an accessory, which I do. I kind of get, but I consider them accessories. Things he comes on, but you can take them off. They're still accessories at the end of the day. They're always going to be accessories. You know, even though he comes with 3 different pairs of hands and only 2 heads, well, technically 3 heads, and then 2 web effects, 2 watches, you still get your money's worth with everything he does come with. Now, we are going to take a closer look at the detail, which, there's a lot to look at. Now, taking a closer and better look at the detail, you can see he has a lot. Like, so much detail on him. Like, just on the head alone, the head and the neck, it's so much detail. Like, goodness. All around. I don't think there's a single part of him that does not have detail. Even in the back of the neck, all the way down, they did not skimp out on detail with this figure at all. And paint is pretty nice. Not as vibrant as the original one, but it's still good paint. A little paint splash right there, a little messy paint, but that's nothing really to, drive me crazy. I barely noticed that right now, actually. Also, a little right there too. Again, nothing driving me crazy with, paint detail or anything. And paint on the hands. Like I said earlier, this paint is coming off. I'm going to have to repaint that soon. Missing a little paint right there. But again, nothing driving me wild. And going down, very minimal paint. This is all blue right here. Then these are the only swatch of paint right here. Which I'm surprised that hasn't really faded away. And then on the hands too. Just like with the detail on the hands. All the detail on the legs. Even on the under legs too. Even on the butt flaps. There's still detail. Which you really have to just give CT Toys all the credit they deserve for this figure. The watch even has detail. It's not just a little paint of orange. Well, yeah, it's just paint of orange, but there's also so much detail like going around it. Like, goodness. And then, again, minimal paint on the feet. And on the legs, too. You can see all this technical... It's just like technical paint. And if you look at these heads, too, like... This looks like a tired man, Like, this man is tired, though. That is clay. I gotta clean that off. Okay, got it. But no, this man is tired. You can just see him. He has seen some days. At this head, he looks angry. Like, you can tell. He looks mad. Like, he looks out for blood. I love how they even added his little vampire teeth right there. You can see the sharpest teeth right there, the vampire teeth that he has. Because he's not a full vampire. He just has vampire teeth. Like, garlic's not his weakness. He can see himself in a mirror. He's not a full vampire. He just has vampire teeth. Which, actually, I'm not sure about him not being a full vampire. I really don't know a whole lot about Spider-Man 2099. I only figured about him because of, what game was it? I think it was Shattered Dimensions or Web of Shadow. I don't remember the game. I do not remember the game. I'm so confused right now. But I only learned about Miguel because of one of the games. I don't think I ever read a comic of him either. But yeah, the detail on the heads is phenomenal. The hair, everything. Just actually just amazing details CT Toys put in this. They really deserve all the credit. At this point, I would definitely call them a real, like, a legit actual figure company. Yeah, they steal stuff, but sometimes they make it, it's good for collectors who can't really afford the original one because aftermarket prices. But, you know, it's a really good figure. The detail and paint is really there. I just love it. And now, everyone's favorite part, articulation. Now, for articulation, little restricted with the torso, but with the head, he can look up that far. Basically all you need enough to look up. That's all you really need to look up. And then side to side, really good, you know. You get those extreme poses, you know. Very extreme poses you can get with this guy. And then with arms, he can go up about that high. With both, he can go up that high. Actually, I think this one goes higher than... What the hell? Oh, never mind. You know, they go to the same height. And then butterfly joints. Not bad, not bad. With the butterfly joints. Oh, I say not bad as I proceed to cross his arms a full. Yeah, no, that's amazing. Oh, he can also dislocate this part. So he can, that's pretty cool. And then bicep swivel. Very limited because the spikes and how bulgy this part is. Oh yeah, he can also do that too. He dislocates his arms. And then he has double jointed elbows, which only go up to right there. Not a whole lot, but nothing too serious. And then he has a standard wrist articulation. Nothing too special there. And then ab crunch. That's as much as you're getting. Well, legs standing straight. Yeah, that's as much as you're getting. The ab crunch, nothing too. Wait, that's right there. Nothing too spectacular, but it is what it is. And then for side motion, there is none. That's it. That's all you're getting. He has full 360 right here. And then he can kick up his leg that high. No drop down hips, but he can kick up his leg that high, which is really, really good. Doesn't much figure arts hard. Then he has double jointed knees. It's not the best, but not the worst. And then also, he has standard feet articulation, you know. Ankle pivot. And then he can move his foot back that far. Then he can move it up that much. And then articulated toes. Not very restricted with this part of the body, but yet again, who's really complaining? I know I'm not. It's a good figure. The accessories and the articulation, and the accessories and the sculpt really make up for those articulation differs. But now let's get into the size comparison. Okay, first up, our first height comparison is the CT Toys Miles Morales from a Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with the Miguel 2089. They look really good together. If I could just make Miguel pop up just a little better, that'd be amazing. Great. Now that's the actual height comparison. Again, the real one is like this tall, like way taller, like off camera taller, which, you know, that's kind of a problem because I don't remember him, you know, being that tall, but it's nothing really to complain about. But this height difference I really love, and it's only makes sense to put these two together, which I do have them together on my shelf naturally. Now, they look really good together. CT Toys killed it with this Miles. I just wish he wasn't so loose. I'm gonna have to get a new one day. And then this Miguel is just really, really good. And then for another Miles comparison, we have the PS5 Spider-Man 2 Miles Morales. I really love this figure. It's horrible with articulation, but a nice sculpt. I guess sculpt makes up for it. Accessories, not bad. But they do actually scale up pretty nice. I like the height difference is there. You know, it's definitely there, but it's not the worst height difference. I do like it. I like the height difference. If you want these two together, if you don't have the SH Figure Arts one or the CT Toys one, Miles, this does work pretty good too for them. I'm sure the bootleg, the CT Toys Mathx Miles would work with him too, but I guess we'll have to wait to see for that in the future. And then for another Figure Arts Spider-Man Spider-Verse comparison, we have my favorite SH Figure Art that I own, the SH Figure Arts The Amazing Spider-Man. They look really good together. I mean, Miguel is supposed to be so much taller than everyone else, and I think they look really good together. I would do in comparison with Tom and Toby, but they're basically all the same height. Angel's the tallest. But no, they really do look good together. I really like that. The contrast with them. And then last, but surely not least, we have the Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. They're almost the same height, which I do really like, because this is supposed to be an older Peter Parker. He's supposed to have a kid. He has a kid. He has a wife. I think he has his own company in this timeline. I am not sure. But that contrast between them, really good. I love that height difference. It's actually amazing. But yeah, that is actually getting concluded for the height comparison. Actually, no. We have one little baby height comparison. If you wonder what a Lego looks like next to. Yeah. Seems not right. But yeah, that's going to do it for the height comparisons. Now, I think it is time to wrap up the video. Alright, everybody, I think this is the time of the video where I do say goodbye. I really do hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't picked up this figure, I'd hurry up and pick it up. I'd really pick it up. It's a really good figure, well worth the money, well worth the $20 that I paid. It's amazing. Well, amazing is kind of pushing it, but it is a really good figure. No, QC issues are there, which is standard for a bootleg, but not a whole lot. Just a little tweaking, and then it's a really good figure. Now, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.